Hello, good evening. Welcome to the first ever FitzBros podcast. A little bit of a change up for us compared to usual, with a new home just for us. But obviously, we are the Fitzpatrick brothers. I am Josh, and this is my brother Kieran. There's a new channel. It's a bit of a one to be starting off today.
Yeah, the same, but different. We want to try and be very similar to what we were. We are mainly all about the fans and giving you guys the space and the voices that are the voiceless. So we want to bring you and get you involved, and we want to talk along, and we want to do that live with you. Very much different. Stepped away from Blues Focus last weekend to venture out on our own and really bring forward our ideas under our own control. And there'll be a further announcement later on tonight, just to say, I'm going to do it now. We are going to be hosting the charity football match that we announced last week, but under a new name. Same principle, ex-players, local faces, if you like, and raising money for Help Harry Help Others and the Adam Stansfield Foundation. That is not changing. The difference is it's now actually going to go ahead. So we're really excited for that, really excited for all the launches coming from that, and really growing the interactions from you guys as to where we end up with this challenge.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting. It's weird to know that it's our own. It's weird to look at. There's a lot of things I can see on my screen. Obviously, you guests won't be able to see. It's weird to see those. Obviously, as you can see in the design as well, we've come with a whole new look, new logos, new social media. The only thing that's annoyed me is I had it streamed to go on Twitter, which would have been great. And as I went live, it goes, "Oh no, you need to do this to be able to stream on Twitter." And Facebook won't let me stream on there for a couple of weeks. So for the first couple of weeks, it might just be the two of you that are currently watching. It might build up and we might get 50, 60 people watching, but it's definitely something to start off with and build on.
If any of you are watching can share, that would be great, just to get it out to as many channels as possible.
Yeah. It's been a very hectic week for us both.
Yeah.
With the separation from Blues Focus. Just to clarify on that point, ignoring whatever's been put out today, we left Blues Focus on Sunday. There was a few content issues that we'd had with various people at Blues Focus, not various people, but a couple of people at Blues Focus, that it just meant that it was for the best that we mutually agreed to go separate ways. We decided then that on Monday we were going to take a break, and then Kieran messaged me yesterday and goes, "No, let's get it all going, let's make the channel, let's get it live, and let's go live on Wednesday and get people back." So that's what we've done. So like Kieran said, if you can share it and get it across to people, it'd be very much appreciated.
We know the first few weeks and maybe even months are going to be building back up to the audience we had before. But if you're in and watching any of our streams, you can always comment live, and we try and talk to as many people as possible. And if you're commenting in the future, as it would be now, if you're watching on catch up after, then you can comment in there, because we always do look back to try and get as many people interacted. We can always revert to something we saw last week or the last stream.
Yeah, I think that's the perks with the way that we do things is we've got the flexibility of looking back on everything we spoke back on the day, but also having that look and giving you guys the option of what we do next week or the week after or such. There's obviously a lot of things happening in the world of Birmingham City at the moment, but we are going to look into what happened at Swansea. A late Lyndon John Dyke, Lyndon Dino winner, to give us 3 points, but also look ahead to Coventry on Saturday and see what's going on there. I have a feeling my headphones have just disconnected.
No, they sound fine to me.
Oh, okay. You're no longer coming through my headphones. Let you on up. Hi. Hello, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
One of our viewers.
So I don't think I've ever said a bad thing about Lyndon Dykes.
You never said a good thing either, let's be fair.
No, I was very much for him going to Scotland and making the best out of the amateur leagues up there. But to be honest, what he's done the last few games, I applaud him. I really think he's proven a few doubters wrong. And I think a few people were even shocked that he was even selected after his failed move. But I think it's probably done him the world of good. And if he keeps scoring, then I'll even put him in front of Kyogo at this point. So
doing his job.
He brings something. He brings something different. I mean, we've been dying out for people because they're crossing the ball to 5'0" Kyogo, or Stano's not exactly massive, and he doesn't really win headers. So we've been crossing the ball to nobody, and it just shows that a couple of good crosses and Lyndon Dykes can put his head on them and get them away. That's important. The one thing I would say is about the Swansea game, how good did Dutch look?
Yeah, he looked like he'd settled quite comfortably.
Yeah, he was instrumental in.
He's so unlucky with that chance when he gets it, and I don't know how he gets in front of the keeper, but turn that and get in front of the keeper was.
But generally,
very surprising.
Great.
I was quite surprised with the whole team, to be fair, because I can't really think of a time that Swansea were dominating the game that much. That like where we had Stoke, we had patches where they dominated, and Leicester obviously dominated bits. But I think Swansea, he'd set it up right, and I've seen someone post it earlier that against Stoke, Cochrane had the worst game he's had.
Yeah.
And then against Swansea, he's just been put in the team of the week. So it shows you the difference that 2 weeks can have of you can go from being one of the worst players on the pitch to one of the best.
Well, I didn't get the whole Alex Cochrane hype when they were slandering him after that game. Yeah, he had a bad game, but we've never seen him be treated like that. He's still one of the people you absolutely put in the team. So people have an off game. It just goes to show that he's human too, but he also played against a guy that was having the game of his life. So I think it just made the whole situation double down bad for Alex Cochrane. But I rate him. I think he's great, and he'd still be in my starting 11. And then fair play to him for going and putting in that shift and maybe shutting a few people up that were moaning the game before. So I always rate that, because Alfie May said it in that press conference the other day. I don't know if you've seen that, where he's like, I say some things. I go through stages where I score and I go through not. But he tweeted out to congratulate Lyndon Dykes, and loads of their fans were having a moan at him for tweeting about Blues after they just lost.
He's got friends at the end of the day. He's just tweeting out to a pal to say.
That's what he says. He was like, I was just tweeting, and if my friend scores a 94th minute winner, I'm going to send him a message.
Yeah.
But he's another one where he went through that stage, obviously, last season where he didn't score for a couple of games, and he got in his own head, though. And I think you see that in the documentary where they really help him switch that.
Yeah.
And I think that could have really happened to Cochrane if he was on social media looking at some of those the posts that were about him, I don't think he would have stepped on a football field again if he was like soft. So fair play to him to coming out and smashing it.
I'm also curious to see. I don't know if it's actually come out yet, so you're going to probably get called a bad journalist again. I haven't seen if Davis has done his press conference yet, but he obviously took a really bad head injury to the point that he obviously had to come off for it. So I'm interested to see if he's going to be available this weekend against Coventry, or if they keep him out of the game to concussion, just to give him that extra time to recover.
Well, I saw on a statement that he was taken. He's been put in concussion protocols, so I don't know what that actually means these days. I think that might mean he's not allowed to play.
I think it's not allowed to play for, I think it's like 3 days or something like that.
Okay, so
72 hours.
Maybe he's missed training or something.
Yeah. Go on, Dan's comment here. What do you think about Neumann not starting?
Okay, I was a little bit shocked at this at first. However, I thought he come in, played a really, really, really good game. It was nice to see Christoph Clara back to Christoph Clara. And I think maybe Neumann's out for starting this next game as well. I don't think he's done enough since he's been in, during the league especially, that he now is a definite starter. And I think after the performance the other day, Robertson's got to come in.
Jack Robinson obviously had a very, very good game. Like the Blues tweeted it, the first 90 minutes he played, you get man of the match. He had a really good game. I think I'm more surprised, not the fact that Neumann didn't start, but Cochrane come off injured and he brought Erin Cashin on rather than Neumann, and then Robinson could have gone out onto that left. So I was sitting there thinking, like, has something else happened that we're obviously not aware of, that, or maybe is it fatigue that Neumann's had that time out, or is it the fact of just giving Cashin game time? But I think the fact that he didn't bring Neumann on at that point, which is where I would have brought him on just to solidify it. But going on what you said, where Clara looked like Clara again, and I actually got surprised myself. I was at home watching it on the TV, not illegally. Watched it on Sky, don't worry. And I turned around to dealing with the kids, and I looked back, and Clara stood pretty much at the end of the Swansea box with the ball, and I was like, this is what we've cried out for. Is Clara played so high last season, and I think with someone like Jack Robinson next to him, he looked quite comfortable to push again. Where I feel like with Neumann, he has to kind of cover a little bit more.
Well, he was also playing on the correct side of his defensive lineup. Like, it hasn't looked right, Clara and Neumann together, because he swaps sides, doesn't he? And I don't like that at all. I think it really limits him, and I think he ends up going backwards more than he would, rather than, taking people on or pinging those passes that he can. Like, I just think he looked a whole lot more confident in, this is what I know, and that's why I think we saw the best of Clara. But I think that also made Robinson look really well, like really good.
Yeah. We'll jump Jamie's question here. Where do you stand on Asai Samuel? Do you prefer Laird? Personally, I feel Laird offers us more balance and defensive capability.
I agree. I'm Laird over Bright for a few different reasons. I think he is a great option, a great option. I think Laird is more consistent and he attacks a lot more, where I feel like Bright sometimes is a little bit scared to run past, where Ethan is like, I'm going to get past and then I'm going to get it in. His end ball isn't the greatest. However, he'll get into that position 4 or 5 times in a game, where we've really seen that from Bright.
I said it at Swansea at half time in a chat with you. I was like, whenever Gray's on that right-hand side, and he was having a good game where he's getting into space and he's just crying for that overlap.
Yeah.
But Asai Samuel doesn't push that high all the time. Yeah. Where you then saw the shift and the difference when Laird come on and Gray got the ball on the right, and every time it was an overlap, and Laird gives that attacking threat. But then obviously, like like the comment says, he's also got more of a defensive capability.
Yeah.
Obviously, people forget Asai Samuel, the last time he was in the Championship, was a left winger. So I still don't think when he went to Fenerbahce, or I think it was Fenerbahce he was at, they tried to convert him to a right wing back. So he played more as a winger than a right back, where obviously Laird is a natural right back, so it makes sense for him to be playing that way. I think he just gives that better option.
Yeah, and I think maybe those runs that Laird does make are a lot more looked for as well from Clara. But I would like to see Clara play in his right position and then Bright be there as well. Because maybe we would see that. I think the biggest thing to unlock from that game the other day was Clara needs to be that side of the defence.
100%. Pushing forward a little bit, Paik and Iwata looked comfortable again. I think with Clara at that right, they look comfortable with that again. But obviously, did Kumas start on the left?
Yeah.
He looked Stokey come on, and every time he got the ball, he looked a bit tired and didn't really do much. Leicester, he weren't really in a game. I feel like against Swansea, he had that point of, I just need to get the ball and attack, and he played well, linked well, and I think he suits that left-hand side, and I think he had a good game.
He's also got the Welsh background there, hasn't he, though? So he'll be up against the Welsh side wanting to show himself in front of the Welsh people for next year.
But I also think that he still hasn't offered me what Keshi Anderson offers.
Yeah.
And once Keshi's back, I struggle to see how Kumas gets in over him. Obviously, we've also brought in Roberts, who's another left winger.
Whose ball was insanely good.
Pinpoint ball, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like he's throwing that. So it's kind of exciting to see when Keshi's back in training and playing. Be interesting to see how much Roberts progresses having that tougher challenge.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, Kumas is a good challenge, but I just think Anderson might be a bit more of a pressure for.
I don't think we see Kumas start versus Coventry.
Okay.
I don't think he's earned his start.
Who did you say is staying on that left?
Roberts.
I could say I personally wouldn't change a starting lineup that started last weekend.
I also liked how direct we were. We've been fannying around at the back for so long and getting nowhere with this slow build-up play and doing all that, where we looked like we actually wanted to score and we created chances and shots on target, which is something we haven't really been used to seeing this year, to be fair. So that was quite promising to watch.
It was quite like we'd gone out Saturday after seeing all the criticism online, and Davis thought, well, let's just play how we played last season. Put Clara back on the right, play players where they're comfortable playing. And we seemed like that team we were last year. Only difference was we weren't playing against a team like, I don't know, your Blackpools and your Leyton Orients, where your chances are going in. You've got a fairly decent keeper in front of you. Like that Dutch save is an incredible save. So it's like last year that would have been in the back of the net and you'd have been celebrating. But I feel like against Swansea, we brought back what we had last year and utilised it and played to the strength that we have and playing out from the back like we did. I noticed Allsop weren't playing long balls again either. He was comfortable with Clara on the right, Robs on the left, your fullbacks. And I feel like the Stoke game and the Leicester game, he just seemed to want to just keep going long for some reason rather than, and putting him out for a throw-in or just giving it back to the keeper, where I feel like against Swansea, he was a bit more calm, relaxed on the ball, and he played the shorter passes. And when he did go long, he played one pass up to Gray that was like a perfect pass. And I was like, that's what the difference is. He's now comfortable that he's playing time-consuming passes, not just rushing to get it out kind of thing.
Well, I also, you saying about Paik and Iwata has actually got me thinking. I was just thinking about what it said. There was a tweet I saw that was it showed one of their main players who's been instrumental in their midfield. In the first half, he was he had loads and loads of touches, and in the second half they just stopped him dead. And I think that's
22 minutes without a pass.
That's it. Chris
Galbraith.
Davis must have seen him and gone, he's dangerous. Let's just kill him off.
Yeah.
And
Galbraith, I think it was.
And it really stopped their attack, and that's where we really then stepped up onto the ball and forwards. So
Yeah.
I think that maybe he's noticed that beforehand and noticed it as like a strength, and then really saw it happening, so took action straight away. But I think we give Chris Davis like a big round of applause for that, because I think the tactical difference, he could have done an Ange Postecoglou and goes, no, that's the way I play, mate. But
yeah,
I really think he adapted what we've got and really put forward that point of we can adapt on the fly as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's where you look at Stoke as well. That Sorbet Thomas and the guy they got from Man City on loan, we pointed it out in other podcasts we've done where they just attacked the fullbacks and we didn't pick up on that and we didn't change that. We didn't adjust to it. Where I feel like first half was quite an even game the other day. Like you said, that Galbraith was influential for them and in whatever they did. Don't get me wrong, they scored a goal that very clearly should have stood, but it's about time something went in our favour. But second half, he just looked at it and went, "Now you need to stop that," and we did. So
there's not many times I say, "Thank God we don't have VAR."
Yeah,
that was very much a finally won in our favour sort of thing. That was he was not even like close to being offside. It wouldn't have even gone to like drawing lines. I don't think it was
quite clear offside.
Clear enough, yeah. But we'll take it.
Jamie put, do you think Roberts needs to start over Kumas?
Personally, I think yes. And then bring Kumas on for his energy when people are tired. That's the way round I'd do it. But Chris Davis might think the other way around. Let's get him tiring people out and then bring Roberts on to fall in the pockets when they're not closing him down as quick. So there's two sides to it. I personally would have him on the pitch for longer than Kumas, though.
It also makes me wonder at the moment, like the two left wingers we've got didn't really have much of a pre-season. They kind of were in the point of, are they going to leave? Are they not going to leave? And obviously, Kumas come to us like a week before the transfer deadline day. Roberts on deadline day. So maybe it is switching up at a bit of moment just to get a match fit. That's why he's not playing. But Jamie's put, Kumas is fast, but his touch on final ball worries me. 100% agree. I don't think the first half against Swansea, I don't know how far into the second half, but every ball that was put out to him on the left went out for a throw-in or went to their player. And I don't quite think he's got that first. He's good when the ball comes into his feet. He can stop with it and then decide where he wants to go.
Yeah.
He can do that, but I feel like when it's coming at him and he needs to take it in his stride, it does worry me. And I think that's where Roberts is good, because Roberts' style of play is taking the ball in his stride, running with it, attacking at defenders, and getting.
But it's good to have that versatility between the two.
Yeah.
But for me, Roberts starts, and I don't think that's even for me up for question unless we really don't want to attack down that one side.
Yeah, but it might be that we try and play a different strategy. Obviously, coming on to Coventry on the weekend, not had a bad home record. Obviously, they've bought their ground. But again, their season's been a bit of a hit and miss. They've had 2 wins, 4 draws and a loss in their opening 7 games. They've conceded 9 goals. And they haven't won since the 23rd of August when they beat QPR 7-1 at home. So it's going to be a bit of a tough one. You said it just before we come live that it's destined for a draw.
Yeah.
And I was looking at top goal scorers. I thought we'll have a look at what their goal scorers played for goals per game. As at the moment, our top 2 goal scorers are Stansfield, who's played 5, scored 2, and Dykes, that's come on for a sub, has played equivalent of 2 games and scored 2 goals. Haji Wright for them has
He's played
13
minutes or something and scored 2 goals.
Haji Wright has played 6 games and scored 5 goals. So they've got a guy up front that can score goals. They're just not getting the chances to score. But like, we've conceded 6 goals and 7, so almost a goal a game. They've conceded 9 and 7, so a similar situation of where goals can come from. Jamie's put we can get a Cov 100%. Frank doesn't like being on the back foot. Feel like Pakin and what I can irritate them holding the ball.
Yeah, I think it's destined to be a draw just because how boring they're playing football, and they've drawn their last 3 games. But it scares me that they're able to put 7 past QPR. But also, what I do think is maybe this is our smashing game where we go and actually destroy someone. And if we play with the aggression that we played with against Swansea in that second half, I think we can really upset the stability that Coventry want. And
I think as
that
for
could be an upset.
I think as for a smashing game, you're probably a game too early. I don't think Coventry at 12:30 on a Saturday is going to be a game we're going to go and smash. I think, for like James said, it's definitely a winnable game. And I've just clicked from a message that here it is. It's definitely a winnable game, and it's definitely something that we can go and take to Coventry and like James says, upset Coventry. And Frank Lampard doesn't like being on the back foot, but I think if you go in on a game where we're going to just go and smash someone, that'll come on Tuesday when we play Sheffield Wednesday, who are in obviously Sheffield Wednesday, who are in a really bad rut. We're at home.
Why not both?
But then I can't see us smashing Coventry at their ground with a full stadium when half our fans are sat on Twitter moaning that they've had to pay £45 to go, which is ridiculous. Will it be a
full stadium there? Will it be a full stadium?
Probably, because they like a rivalry with Blues, even though we don't have one with them.
They like to think it's a rivalry, yeah.
Yeah. But £45 a ticket, I think, is just outrageous. But then all the Blues fans are like, "Oh, let's stop buying food and drink," and it's just drama.
Let's boycott the. That's the thing, is that the boycott the stalls, have drinks and food before you go in.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "But you've already paid the £45 for the ticket."
Yeah, you pay £45 for your ticket. I don't think they're going to worry about a £5 pie and pint. Like, that's the least of their worries. But if I think the ticket pricing is absolutely ridiculous. The fact that they've been able to charge that is extortionate. You can go and watch away Premier League games. I think they capped it at £30. Was it?
Yeah,
£30 or £35. So to be half of what their ban is on top for a championship game against Coventry, that's ridiculous. But Blues fans will be out in force. They'll still do their bit. And I don't think it was ever going to slow us down at all, to be honest.
No, but going, obviously, you mentioned Premier League football, and on here we're not just Bone City. We will talk mainly Blues, but we'll talk about all football. But you sit there and say, obviously, Premier League's capped at £30 or £35 for an away ticket. And I saw some earlier. I don't like bringing them up, but I'm going to. That for the same price that people are going to Coventry on for a 12:30 kickoff on Saturday, people could go and watch Villa play in the Europa League for the same price. And you're sitting there going, how are you charging £45 for a championship game when there's a club playing European football charging the exact same price to go and watch them? Don't get me wrong, you're not going to see a goal scored because, they've scored 2 all season in all competitions, but it don't make sense that I think there needs to be a cap with the EFL that need to look at it, and maybe £25 a ticket, because if the Premier League's only 30, 35, you can't be going, we'll cap it at the same price, because it's not.
I hope we charge them 45 when they come to us and they have about 20 fans turn up, and we just have a almost full stadium of just Blues. But that's absolutely extortionate. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Their owners need check-in, and I think the EFL should put in some things, but some rules about it. But it's like the EFL don't care about the fans. Like, terrible checks at ownership. We've gone over that many times in previous podcasts and stuff, where like the likes of Morecambe got into the situation they were in because the owners took every single penny out of their club after they did the same to Worcester Warriors and like a couple of different teams. So how they ever got approval to own a football club is terrible. So the EFL need that looking at. The fans aren't thought about with these match day tickets. £45 for a championship match is absolutely ridiculous. Like, this is where fans make football, and it seems like all the EFL want to do is appease to the likes of Sky Sports or anything along those lines. So it is lacking for fan care, really, I feel, in the EFL.
Yeah.
And that the prices are the start of that.
I think there needs to be a structure similar with the Prem where you've got tickets at a set price and they're capped at that, and it needs to be home and away, because there's some games that have come up, like I think I've seen Sheffield Wednesday tickets were like £32.50 each, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, we're selling out home games. £32.50 on a Tuesday night in the cold to go and watch
Sheffield Wednesday.
To watch Sheffield Wednesday is kind of ridiculous pricing, but it's one of those where I think there needs to be a restructure. But obviously, we spoke about ownerships before, and obviously what happened in Morecambe was ridiculous. And I read it earlier that I can't think what his name is, but he's the key guy in Saudi Arabia. We watch wrestling, and he's the main guy that gets all the wrestling for Saudi Arabia. And this Riyadh season, he's buying Bristol City.
Oh.
So it's like they're going to come in and they're going to have a ton of money, and it'll just be spent and stuff like that. So I can understand they look at people and go, oh yeah, you've got the money to buy a club and you've got this and you've got that, but there needs to be proper checks into like what are they doing with their money, how are they getting their money, and looking into it. But
he's a great businessman though. Look what he's done with the WWE, for example, and getting that on. They've now got a WrestleMania, which is huge, like announcements to come out. That's is it never left America before?
Never left America or North America or Canada,
and then now it's gone to Saudi. Before it's come to England, which has been a market for considerably longer, and it's probably a bigger.
Sadiq Khan clearly just can't get it
done. Yeah, money talks.
But
all the boxing as well. All the boxing goes there, doesn't
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, TV rights and all, that's what they look at, is where the money can come in from there. But you look at the situation of £45 a ticket, and I don't get how they can justify it being correct, because that's £45 a ticket before you've even walked out your front door. So then you've got either cover a coach ticket, which is like 25 quid, fuel, which would be probably 25 quid, food, drink, any other expenses that might be there when you're out. If you want a match day program, they're now getting ridiculous. I think they're like £5 at the game we went to the other day at Stoke.
Yeah.
Like, it all builds up, and before you know it, for two people to go to a game of football, it's costing you 150 quid.
Yeah.
It's stupid kind of money.
I mean, there's not even a strong early bird offer either.
Yeah, it's not like they can come and watch ex-players play down at Redditch United on the 31st of May 2026 at 1:30 for £15.
Yeah, or
that's
a family of four for £35.
Like, bring your kids for a tenner. It's not like it's hard, is it? So,
if they need any lessons on how to do it, you can bring your whole family for what it would have cost you alone. Well, £10 less than what it would cost for you alone to go to the Coventry away.
Yeah, so it's ridiculous. So there's definitely things that need to be looked at from the EFL point of view. And then if they're looking at ticket prices and stuff like that, fucking sort the officiating out, because some of the officials in the AFL, they need to go to Specsavers, because there's some decisions, like for example that offside the other day. I'm not going to argue because we got it in our favour, but how them kind of decisions are being made in the first place, it's ridiculous.
I think we have quite a terrible relationship with referees, but I don't understand how it can be so consistently bad. Even when you're watching other games of football, it's just awful. I can remember one game in the last 2 years where I thought that referee's decent, and that was the Premier League referee we had in that game this season.
Oxford.
Yeah. And he was like, I remember leaving there thinking, that referee was actually decent.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever left a football game thinking that.
And it's mad that he's a Premier League referee that's had to come down, and you see the experience between the differences of the
He's the second most complained about referee in the Prem. Was one of the best referees we've had in a long time. How does that work?
Confusing, isn't it? But
yeah.
But what are you going prediction wise then for Stoke? What are you not Stoke? Sorry, Coventry. What do you reckon the score will be?
Okay, I'm going to go. We score 3, and I think we concede 2. So 3-2. Lyndon Dykes, 114th minute winner.
No, that was a long way of explaining a 3-2 victory.
3-2. Yeah, I was thinking about it. So 3-2 win, and I think we'll get an Iwata goal, and I do think we'll have a late win again.
I kind of hope not, because Coventry at home can be. If the Coventry fans are all there and they're singing and they're cheering, it can be a fortress like Blues is. But I'm going to go 2-1. And I'll go Damari Gray and Tommy Doyle.
Okay.
I reckon he might get one from like a corner or something.
I think Kyogo will score. And then I think he'll have a Alfie May sort of turnaround where he then just starts banging in for fun. And I really do hope that starts for him.
It'd be good, and it's what he needs. It really annoyed me the other day because I was up late on doing business calls and stuff with clients. I got Sky Sports on in the background, and every time it went onto the Sky thing, it normally shows like Aguero's goal or something like that.
Yeah.
Every single time it come on, it was Kyogo scoring for Celtic. And I was like, stop showing me that he can score and show me him in a blue shot top scoring, and then I'll be happy. But every time it was Kyogo scoring, I was like, go away.
He has done it, but it was probably the easiest goal he'll ever score in his career.
Yeah.
Scoring in a Blues top. But I really think, I really hope he starts hitting the net. And then we can start taking reliance off Lyndon Dykes.
Or I think the other thing is, I think Stansfield's in a bit of a rut where not many people talk about him because of Kyogo coming in this season. But I feel like Stansfield needs to get a couple. Like I said, he's played 5 games and scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
For a guy that last season scored, 18 or 19 or whatever.
But we haven't had any penalties, and obviously that's all he can score. That's all we heard last year. But
we had one penalty. He scored against Blackburn.
A nice screamer from Stano would be nice. Just a nice chest down volley, bosh.
Nah, I feel like if he's going to score, it's going to be like a ball over the top where he brings it down. And that kind of thing where he comes over the top, he brings it, puts the defender on his ass, and then he just passes it into the bottom corner. I feel like we'll get one of those style goals or a typical penalty. But he'll score. It's going to be an interesting game. I think I read something earlier that in the last 10 meetings against Coventry, there's been 7 red cards or something stupid like that. It's been a game where...
That's the only thing that Robertson scares me for.
What?
Like, just the way he was with Kyogo in that first, when we played against him. I think that's the thing he scares me for, is he could be the red card.
But at the same time, I got talked to someone the other day, and he put it to me this way: if Robinson did that in that game, but the shirts were the other way around, and he was a Blues player, and Kyogo was a Sheffield United player, no Blues fan would have asked for a red card. No Blues fan would sat there going, "Oh, that was a red card." So it's kind of one of those where, because he's in the other shirt, you're like, you should have been sent off, but you wouldn't let him. So I feel like he showed it the other day. He's very calm on the ball, very calm in his style of play. With someone like Clara next to him, who's going to be like, mate, if I can wind your neck in, play properly. We don't play like out here. We might see a complete different style of player, and I think he'll have a big impact against Coventry on the weekend if he plays against Swansea.
I said on our last pod that I'd really like Chrissy Davis to try something different against Swansea, and he did, and it worked. And then it kind of makes me wonder now, if Coventry are now looking at our match ahead, are they going to come at us like this or like this? And I think Chris Davis could do something really clever by doing like a 20-minute switch. So literally, as they start getting used to us playing this way, we then switch it up as they start getting used to it. And I think we could do something like that. I think we really take it to Coventry, though. I really do.
Yeah. Having that tactical Ryan Allsop injury where he goes down with his ankle every game.
Yeah.
Get all the players in. Tactical injury at 20, 25 minutes. And be like, right, let's switch it up and go this way. Could be interesting what could happen.
Got terrible ankles, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day he's going to actually come off and we're going to be like, what? But I was listening to the game the other day. The commentator was like, "Oh, he doesn't look like he's in a good way here. He looks like he's got a really bad ankle." But they've got James Beadle on the bench. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets up and starts warming up. And I'm sat there going, tactical Allsop injury. He ain't coming off. And then the commentator goes,
"Sorry,
I'm actually." Around time. And the commentator goes, "I'm actually really surprised here that James Beadle hasn't got up off the bench and started warming up." And I'm like, have you ever watched a game with Ryan Allsop? He does a tactical.
The day that he does, that's the day I'll panic. Because it's
like,
this might actually be an injury. Okay.
This might be the one. But obviously we've got a strong team this year that
if anybody could tell us what Blues have just tweeted, that'd be nice.
Good
luck,
Rocky. Well, Rocky is Ryan Allsop, isn't it?
Yeah. Love it, Rocky. They said. Has he got into the team of the week or something?
No, 26 seconds ago. It's because that interview they did with him where it says, we need to stick with what we know works. Stick with each other, stick together as a group of players and as a group of staff, as a club, as a fan base. That is the way we'll have success. They've released, obviously, the full interview, so which just really helps on that.
And sticking together is like a big thing for us this week. Given changes going on everywhere, and it's really shown us from when we've stepped away, like how many people support you around you and really rally you on, and really you're not in anything alone, like where we may be crowded out or done something somewhere before where we were working with someone that isn't agreed elsewhere. There's other people there with open arms, and there's people that support you from places you don't think they would. And then the people that maybe that you thought were the issue come and support too. So like it's been a weird week, and sticking together and moving forward together, that's a whole thing. So that's important.
Messages like this, obviously, Billy, we've had a good history with Billy, and obviously we appreciate the message, Billy, and maybe when you've finished your A-levels, you can come and join us on a podcast and have a chat about Blues. But definitely keep in contact. Let's switch on to something I've just seen on Twitter that I thought I completely forgot to talk about, that we can move on to. Of Birmingham City tweeted 6 hours ago, "We're delighted to announce that we've been nominated for Best Football Club in the Football League and the Best Documentary at the Football Content Awards." Obviously,
Shagging Blues.
You're looking at the difference of, we've got a documentary and we're being put up for like the best one in the Football League and stuff like that. It shows a difference to what Wagner and Brady have brought to the club and where we are, that we're now being nominated for those awards. And obviously, once they open up that we can vote, I'm sure every Blues fan out there will be voting worldwide to make sure that we bring them trophies home. And it'd be something else just to sit there and say, we brought this back. So
we need at least 62,000 votes, I reckon, because that's how many we need to prove there are of us to fill the new stadium. So we need at least that many votes. But yeah, if they win that, that's a huge accolade to then win best content creators in any instance is a huge accolade. I mean, that's massive for the club and going forward for hopefully season 2.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's one of those where season 2 you're going to see more struggles and tribulations and actually see the nitty gritty side of like Chris Davies and the players and what's happening around the club when there's losses and when maybe you look at like the Stoke and the Leicester game where the morale's not the highest, but then you'll see all the perks of the Swansea win and how that'll hopefully bounce back in a different way. But the season 2, obviously, if they're underway at the moment, pretty sure there's been plenty of fuck offs already by Chris Davis and get out the changing rooms. But it's nice to see that even though we've brought in 10 players this summer, that the group seem to still have that good morale about them. And there was a situation in the game the other day that made me realise it was Stansfield's running into plenty of space and Dux has got the ball. Dux took the shot on and it ricochets off a defender and it falls to, I think it was Paik on the edge of the box or something. He hits it and Dux tried to get on the end of it. First thing Stansfield did, where I feel like a couple of years ago when he first come to us, he just like, oh, you should have given me whatever. First thing he did was he clapped Dux, told him to keep going and hyped him up of, you're doing the right thing and let's keep going. The goal will come and we'll keep going. And get forward, where obviously you go back last season, he was very influential with Alfie May. You've seen it every time May assisted him or when he assisted May and they scored, they were always going straight to each other and they built that relationship. And I feel like compared to the couple of seasons before that,
when Alex Cochrane actually cut his head open and there was that little bit of a thing just straight after that happened when their player went down funny and there's that little bit of an argument back and forth. The boys were all there just like, no, we're in this together. I couldn't tell you how far Christoph Clara had run to just get there because he loves a scrap. And it really shows that we're in this together. We're on a long road, and through the joys and sorrows that we all do keep together and we fight together and we unite together. And that's a huge thing that I think Chris Davis has instilled. And I do think you could bring many more players in and it'd still be the same. I don't think we'd end up losing any of that, but I do find it interesting.
The morale in the team the last couple of years Davis has brought something incredible, and the other thing that I like to see, which I don't like to see us lose, but is when we lost at Stoke, previous managers in the past that have gone up and clapped the fans, because it's kind of tradition to walk around St Andrews, you clap the fans and go. Obviously, Davis now does his cheery thing, but when we lost at Stoke, the players didn't hide their heads, give a little clap at halfway and go down the tunnel. Yeah. They all went over to the corner, they stood in front of the crowd, they took it like proper men, like a man should take it, and they took the abuse and And I think the fans appreciated that more because it was
Yeah,
they weren't coming over joking with each other like a couple of years ago when we got relegated and we'd lose a game and you've got Ethan Laird and someone else having a Bakuna laughing with each other and joking. And he's sitting there going,
yeah,
"We've just lost a game, and you're thinking this is hilarious." But
yeah,
he come over and there was a serious look. They all clapped the fans and they obviously saying sorry. And Davis come over front and centre in front of everyone, clapped the fans, thanked everyone, and then left. And it was kind of like win, lose or draw. He has brought that mentality of we are with the fans no matter what. If we win, we draw or draw, we go and we have a bit of a cheer, celebrate if we need to be, and it can be like that. Where if we lose, it's very clear that we've lost and they're coming over and they know that they've messed up and they know what they've done wrong and they try and help each other. So it's definitely good to see the mentality of people being as one and being a unit rather than separate.
Yeah, I found that it feels like we're united from the fans to the players to the board to everything at the moment, and I feel like that does carry us through. And I think that's why our home performances are so consistent, and why we are now on the longest home streak in the whole of England. And that is because that united feel feels so much more powerful when you're at home.
Definitely,
So
and it's one of those where a lot I've pointed out plenty of times in the past. St Andrews can be an intimidating place when, for example, that Who, when they're making subs, that's intimidating. You're a player coming onto the pitch and you've got 25,000 fans shouting, "Who are you?" It's intimidating and it puts you on edge a little bit. But I think the players all know how much the fans mean at St Andrews.
I also think it's been intimidating for home players at times when we haven't been doing very well.
Yeah.
Like you look at the likes of like Harley Dean when he was getting all that grief and he's telling people like he's cupping his ears to the fans and stuff like that. Like it's probably intimidating at that point for them to come home and play, knowing that the fans are going to tell them that they're not doing very well.
Yeah. And that's one thing about our fans is, as much as we've said it in the past, there's a lot of fickle fans, and you've got the riffraff that all they want to do is just give abuse every game. The genuine Blues fans out there are not scared to tell you when you're shit. Where a lot of fans, like Liverpool fans and your Arsenal fans, your Man City, they all just leave. They don't turn up. They don't bother coming to games. Where a Man United, I think there was a game last season where they're like 3 or 4-0 down at 60 minutes, and Old Trafford's got about 12,000 fans in it because everyone left. Where I was at the game, we lost 8-0 to Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And there was probably still about 10,000 fans in the stadium at the end of it, and we lost 8-0. So
one thing we've always done from when you were really young is we stay till the end.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's getting late or if the traffic could be beaten or if we're 5-0 up or 5-0 down, we stay till the end. Whether it's freezing cold like it was at that Hull game in the snow, we stay till the end, and that's as simple as that. And we're here through the good, the bad, and everything until the end. Where I can't stand the people that leave at 70 minutes. That
no,
just
I
don't
don't
bother.
understand why. Why do you go and pay, like, especially season ticket holders? Why do you go pay £400-500 a year to go to a load of games to leave at 70 minutes?
Where we used to sit, there was loads of them around us that left at like 60, 70 minutes. You're like, someone could be enjoying a whole 90 minutes of football, but you're wasting that ticket.
Yeah, and you sit there and you hear some of the conversations, and they're like, "Oh, let's go to the pub to watch the game." You literally stood in the fucking stadium. You are stood where the best atmosphere is, and your choice is, "I want to go to the pub because I want a beer whilst I'm watching the game." You can wait 20 minutes to have a beer. It's not going to hurt you. Billy reckons top 5 leagues in Europe as well. I'm not 100% sure on that stat.
I mean,
might be right.
that'd be some stat if it is the top 5. I'm trying not to sneeze. The top 5 leagues in Europe would be a mad stat if that is true.
But it shows just how much St Andrews is a fortress. And
Can you Google that, Josh?
yeah.
Who has the best home league record in Europe currently? Tap, 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 tap.
Well, that didn't help me, did it? Why is it showing me 2023, 24? I don't want that.
Now, try this year. Because we definitely weren't it in 2023, 2024.
Who currently has the longest unbeaten?
What do you think the score is going to be, Billy, this weekend?
Europe. It's just showing me the record of all time, not exactly right this second.
Well, we'll just claim it then. It's us. Nice.
Yeah, it's not giving me like an exact team, an exact answer.
My bad, guys. My eyes read it wrong.
But we're going to be up there anyway.
Is it in
28
England's
games
top
currently
5
unbeaten.
leagues?
Liverpool hold the record with 45.
Yeah, that's some going that. But
I've lost.
we're over halfway. That's what I'm saying.
I've lost all my sound.
But 2-2, Billy thinks the score is going to be. Yeah, I mean, that'd be a good game, I think, 2-2. I think we'll clinch it at the end. I think it'll be 2-2, looking like it's going to finish 2-2, and then we get that winner towards the end. And I think we get those winners because we do ramp it up in the last 10 minutes of the game for some reason. I don't know why we do it. It seems like every game we do it. The last 10 minutes, we just step up another gear. We could have been fairly docile for 80 minutes and then bang, last 10 minutes. Or if we're chasing a win or we've just come back to get even and then we're in extra time pushing for the win. I think the last 10 minutes has been important for us. And I can see us pushing that 2-2 to a 3-2 in that last 10-minute gap.
Yeah, I think the that's what annoys me the most at football is we'll have a game where chances will be happening and we're not really pushing behind the team. But then as soon as we're losing, and it's the last 10 minutes, fans want to start singing and shouting. Then and I'm like, where are you at 20 minutes in when we're actually putting
all
the pressure
right,
on the
Delia.
Like but it is the point of
where are you?
You sing for the last 10 minutes, but why don't we sing for that 10 minutes at the beginning of the game where...
Yeah. I used to hate the atmosphere like that. Sing for the first 10, sing for the last 10. Unless we scored in the first 10 minutes and it'd be good consistently. But that happened rarely.
Yeah, very much.
I think
but wouldn't be surprised to see a lost good side Cov, and we've been iffy away from home.
We have. I think that early goal in the Newcastle game kept us singing. Because I think if we were just playing our normal way and weren't really behind the lads, I think, and we didn't score early, I don't think the fans are up for that as much as in like 15, 20 minutes in as what they were.
I don't know. The Newcastle game had a very different, the whole game was just different to normal. And the only game that I'd say that in league-wise the past couple of years it's been like that was the year we got relegated. We played QPR on a Friday and we won 3-1 or something and we went top of the league. It was in like 4th or 5th game of the season. And I'd come out of that game and I remember you'd missed it. And I said to you, that game was like a Premier League atmosphere from when we were there. And it brought it back. But apart from that, I probably couldn't tell you a game where we had that kind of atmosphere, that kind of build up.
Last year, Wrexham at home, that was a great atmosphere. Newcastle was an insane atmosphere. I
Obviously,
remember the year we. Do you remember the year we had the great atmosphere when we played Arsenal and we were all doing the Wenger,
yeah,
and we beat them even though we
4-1 or something stupid like that.
4-1. Yeah, on the last game of the season. Like, the atmosphere was insane that day as well, and we were all doing the conga along the Tilton.
Yeah. The other game that I remember that had a really, really good atmosphere, Baggies at home 3-1 was a decent atmosphere, says Bill. That was. The
Yeah,
other
that
one
was a good
for me,
atmosphere, and then to go sack your manager straight after that was crazy.
I think the other game that sits in my head when we talk about atmospheres was Fulham at home last game of the season.
Oh, Harley Dean's
And
goal.
we stayed up. And,
Yeah.
that atmosphere was incredible that day.
The
It always seems to
feeling
be
in
last game
that
of the season.
stadium when Harley Dean scored that goal was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Also, Duke getting the early goal. What a legend Duke is.
Yeah.
Getting that early goal, and then they come back and score, and then Harley gets that second, and it was just like, okay, like something could happen
Absolute
here.
pandemonium.
And then Shea Adams goes in the second half and runs down the left hand side and just puts the ball into the right hand side like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And I just remember I remember there was a guy about 3 or 4 rows behind me and you, because we were right at the front, and he was on my chair, like on my lap, because he'd come flying forward, and we were just pinned against that concrete barrier in the tilt because everyone just went mental. That was a good atmosphere.
Yeah,
Always seems to be the last game of the season. Although saying that, Brady and Wagner's first game against Leeds, that was a good atmosphere to start off with in that year. But it just needs to happen more often and not just be big games. It needs to be when we're playing the Portsmouths at home and keep it going. Like last season was good because there was such a high around the club. Every game was loud. Every game people sang it. It was that party atmosphere, especially after we got promoted. It was party atmosphere every game.
I almost got bored of singing "Que Sera Sera" last year. Or I want to go to the Champions Bowl. I was like, fucking at this again? Really? Okay.
Or don't you know, pump it up. The Blues are going. That annoyed me because it was like they just sang.
I think I've reset my evaluations for this year. I think if we can get to the playoffs, I'd be happy. I'm not looking at the autos now. I'm not even looking at third place. I think if we can finish in 4th, 5th, or 6th, that's a great season for us.
Bradford last year towards the end, just before the Dykes goal, was a good one as well. I haven't experienced too many.
I mean, Lyndon Dykes doing things Lyndon Dykes does. It's just what he does.
It's the meme that I don't know if Blue shared it or someone else shared it, and they're like, Lyndon Dykes in added time, and he's got the Ronaldo haircut, like fat Ronaldo haircut, and he's in a Brazil kit, and it's just his face on Ronaldo, and I think it's hilarious. Like all the memes that have come out him scoring, but
yeah, there's some good memes about Lyndon Dykes scoring.
But it's one of those where he'll have fans supporting him now, and this is what I don't like about our fan base, is you'll have fans talking about him now, and they'll be like, "Oh, he scored winners. He scores. He does this. He does that. This is what he does." And then he'll go and miss a chance against Coventry on the weekend. They'll be like, "Oh shit, he should have gone to him earlier."
The goal will be open. It'll be like the 17th minute or something like that. Goal will be open. It'll blast it over the bar, and you can't help but think, if that was 17 minutes into added time, you are putting that. You're taking that net off. But
it's one of those where
super subs, they've worked so well for us all over the years. Like we used to have Stone John, absolute super sub. Like
my favourite super sub moment, and it'll always be my favourite, was 2008 opening day of the season. We had Sheffield United at home, and so we'd had a bit of a personal issue at home. So you and the other person would come with us didn't come. So I went with my friend, And we're sat there, and his dad was like, "Oh, he's one of these that leaves at like 85 minutes and walks down." He's like, "Oh, we'll go." And I'm like, "If I don't leave games, oh, yeah, right, we'll go." As I got to the exit, I turned around as Kevin Phillips just bent it into the bottom corner, and I was like, "That's why you don't leave games early," because
Yeah,
he did that, and that was the best sub moment because he'd only been on the pitch like 10 minutes.
I
Um,
think I think Kevin Phillips, Stern John, two iconic Blues super subs. Um, Lucas Djukovic, obviously in the last few years. Um, I hate missing any of the football, and the one thing that really sticks with me is remember when we were late to the football and we were walking up and Jermaine Pennant scored.
that was my first ever game I went to.
Yeah, and he scored, and we were outside the ground,
He scored from
walking up
yeah.
Kithal Road.
I said it on another podcast. I was talking to some of the boys the other day about it. My first ever game was that game against Portsmouth. It
Yeah,
was on a Friday night.
kids for a quid.
Got home from school. Was like, we're going to the Blues. I was like, yeah, getting my first game. As we were walking to the stadium, we got delayed getting in with our mum being disabled. They were taking a piss to get us in. And we heard the roar, Pennant scored. And then we won the game 2-0. And the second goal, I'd gone to the toilet. And I
You
missed
got
that.
for a wee.
Yeah, and I missed both goals. And I was like, this is what it's going to be like being a Blues fan. I've missed every goal or both goals we've scored. But it just made me want to go back again because you can't miss it. And now I religiously will not go to the toilet during the game.
Yeah,
Because every time I seem to, I miss it. Like even at home, if I'm sat at home watching the game on the TV or something, and I go to the toilet or I go get some food, lunch or whatever.
well, can you start going to the toilet more often and give the rest of us something to watch?
No, because I miss all the good stuff.
I remember we had that. We thought you had that home run. How many seasons ago was that? Like 2 years ago or something? Where every game you turn up to, we won, but you couldn't do every game because of your work.
Yeah, and it was like I missed 3 games and we drew those 3 games, and
Yeah,
then
every game you
the worst
attended,
thing
we won
was
more.
we went to Cheltenham away that year in the
Yeah,
cup. We did another away game and we won, and obviously the home games I'd come to, and we was
yeah,
on this streak, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, okay, it might be that I've turned into like a good luck thing, and then we went to the next game and we lost like 3-0 or 4-0 or something, and I was
yeah.
like, okay, that's over, that's done with.
Well, that was good whilst it lasted.
Yeah. But my partner now does the typical prank on me that because every time I go to the toilet we score. That the other day against Swansea, I went to the toilet in like 60th minute, and she's like, "Blues have scored!" And I was like, "Get in!" They come in, and it was 0-0. I was like, "You bitch!" Does it to me all the time. And I was like, but Billy put, I missed a Water against Bolton last year because the turnstiles weren't working in Cop Corner.
That's tragic.
Water only scores bangers as well, so you know you missed a rocket.
Yeah.
But,
What a mistake of a game to miss out on that is. Right, shall we recap on what we've gone over tonight and start wrapping up?
Can do. I feel like you just brushed over the news and made it sound like it was nothing. Obviously, as we announced last week, Kieran very quickly rushed through this beginning of this because he's impatient. We are hosting the football charity match at Redditch United still on the 31st of May 2026. Like you said, there will be a lot of stalls, music, entertainment, food, everything to have a good family day out. Obviously, we'll be hosting that from gates will open at 10:30. I'll sort of discuss like at Redditch United because we've said 10 o'clock and they've said 10:30. So confirm it with them. It'll be 10:10:30. Tickets will be going on sale 1st of October at 10 a.m. for the early bird prices. So as we discussed earlier, it'll be £10 a child, £15 an adult, and £35 for 2 adults, 2 children.
So that means your family can go and have a day out for cheaper than it costs for one person to go to Coventry away.
Yeah. The only thing to note, because I know that potentially we might get it, a child is someone under the age of 16. So don't be coming and questioning me going, how old's a child? Because they don't put it on the ticket price. But But the tickets will go live at 10 a.m. on that morning. Obviously, we'll put a link in our bio and obviously let you guys know when they're live. There's a lot of announcements coming regarding that. We were meant to have a guest tonight. Unfortunately, he got called to 2 night shifts the last 2 nights, so was a bit tired and was unable to make it. But the same as the announcement that came out last week, we will be having the boy in blue, Jay, who obviously people have started to get to know very well. We've got to know him quite well over the past couple of weeks. But Jay is on board and will still be playing in the match, and probably having 9 Stellas, as it was pointed out last week, and running down the right wing. But it would be good to have him involved. He does a lot of work at mental health. So again, if you get the chance, pop over to his channel, have a look, check out the boy in blue on all social media, because he's definitely got some posts on there that I've watched them, and they're just incredible videos.
Yes, some of his videos are insane. Also, we are raising money for Help Harry Help Others and the Adam Stansfield Foundation, both charities battling against different types of cancer, but cancer as a whole in 2 different ways. One is mainly funding the care and aftercare of people going through treatment and their families around them. And the other one is spreading awareness of healthy lifestyles via healthy eating and sports and nutrition. So 2 great causes, very, very close to our heart. We lost our mum to cancer 8 years ago this year, and I think everybody in this country has been affected by it in one way or another. So if we can help in any sort of way, our aim is to sell as many tickets as possible. All profit goes to the charities. There is nothing being kept aside for anything else other than straight to them. So get behind us, guys, support us, and let's really move this movement forward. And this will be the first of an annual event as well that we will be doing. Slightly different branding to what we had already announced, but nonetheless, moving forward, it's going to be a strong event and keeping that momentum going forward. So we'd like to see everybody there. And yeah, that's the thing. 1st of October, 10 o'clock, the tickets go on sale. Get them in now. There'll be a great birthday present, Christmas present, anything along those for even a whole family. Like we said, at £35 for a family of 4 to attend. You can't do much for £35 for a family anymore. There's food and drinks, entertainment, DJs, artists, and then there is a whole corporate event going on at night time where we are having a guest speaker, which will be coming in and being interviewed, which will be a special night, 3-course meal, open bar. Oh, not open bar. There will be a bar that is open, but you have to pay for your drinks. And it's going to be a whole good day and a whole special atmosphere. So we'd love to see you there.
The other thing that is worth pointing out as well, obviously, it takes a lot of people to come together to build the event. If you do know anybody who would be interested in sponsoring A, the event, or B, even our podcast, now that we've started this venture, there's an email on the screen now at fitzbrospod@gmail.com. Send over an email, obviously we can send out sponsorship packs. But if you do know anyone that would be interested, or it is their kind of thing that they'd like to do, 100% let them know, pass it on, and get them in contact with us, because we'd love to have a conversation with them. Like we said, it's all going towards 2 great causes. So if we can raise as much as we can to help them, not everyone knows people's backstories or stuff like that. So there will be an interview coming out, hopefully, with 2 very important people connected to the charities. So we can try and help you guys understand what they do, what they have available, and the actual amazing work that these people do. So like I said, keep your eyes out on the channel, and there'll be more announcements soon. There might be players, there might be stalls, might be adverts or sponsors. Like we said, we are going to keep it fully transparent with everyone. Every time we've got something, you guys will know first as well. So, as we said, get behind us, support it, and let's make it an annual event that puts us on the map and makes a lot of money for charity.
Yeah, and that's the overwhelming thing is we've come together in this. There's been a bit of a situation, and we've come together and we've gone, with a few others, and gone, let's actually get this done. Let's get this sorted. Deposit's been paid. It's all secured. Let's move forward. Let's go, and let's raise money for two brilliant causes. So, at the end of the day, that's where we're aiming. How did we get there? I don't know. How do we get there? I don't care. All I know is that's on its way. Tickets go on sale 1st of October, and it's going to be a great day.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely keep your eyes out for it. So, unless you've got anything else that you want to discuss, I think we're...
No, I just follow us on all of our socials, guys. They're all new, so they're all linked in the video. There is a link tree on each of the profiles to take you to the others. So please like, share, subscribe, anything that we're doing at the moment. Just help us grow, help us get there, and we'll keep spreading the word. And don't forget, we are the voice for you. So come on, give us your opinions and give us your thoughts. So
also let us know who you'd like to see us bring onto the podcast. Yeah. We are, more importantly, we don't just want to do a podcast where you listen to us to chat rubbish for an hour and a half every week. We want to bring people on that you want to see. Get your questions in. If you want to see, I don't know, the boy in blue come on, we'll try and speak with Jay and see if we can get him on next week. There's other people we can speak to as well that we know. So we'll try and contact other people. Let us know in the comments who you want to see bring on. Let us know your thoughts. Like we said, we'll still go through the comments after the pod's finished, so don't just think that we're finished here. And then you can catch us again next Wednesday at the exact same time as 7:30.
No.
Live.
The Wednesday after. What? Oh, you're going to come on and do next Wednesday without me, aren't you?
Yes. So next Wednesday at 7:30.
Yeah.
Kieran decided he wanted to go to Egypt instead. So he's going to Egypt. So it'll be me and some sort of guest. And some sort of guest. Next week, Wednesday at 7:30. And then anyone can guess in the comments what time we'll be live streaming the week after. Maybe I'll bring you on. But every week, be the same. We are your new Wednesday night entertainment. I'm sorry that we have rambling voices. That mine sounds awful, and I can tell it sounds awful. But
what did that guy once call you?
What guy once called me?
Yeah, full of useless information or something. I can't remember what he called you. The guy that just rolls on. I'll find out the clip if I can. It was funny.
I don't know, but yeah, I've got abuse from podcast. We're going to get it at the end of the day. We'll stick with it. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled, and that's it from me. So.
And most importantly, I'll sign off. So once again, follow, like, share all of our socials, and we'll see you next time. And most importantly, keep right on.
Keep right on, guys. And up the blues.